Hello and welcome to a new video, and today's video we're going to take a look at the top teams for the Willpower Cup. The Willpower Cup, shockingly, only allows us to run Psychic-type Pokemon, Dark-type Pokemon, and Fighting-type Pokemon. At the same time though, two Pokemon lines are banned, the Gardevoir, like just generally Gardevoir, and then Zora and Zoroark. I have no idea why those two got banned. I understand that Gardevoir got banned because, guess what, a Charm user against Dark types and Fighting type Pokemon and then Psychic type Pokemon is quite strong. There are other Charm users that are still available that are just not as dominant as the Gardevoir would have been, so I'm happy about that ban. The Zoroark ban, I don't really understand. Anyway, we're going to take a look at the top 10 teams. We're going to take a look at some Pokemon that you definitely want to build, some Pokemon that you have to be a bit aware of, and let's take a look here at team number 1. This is going to be kind of the top meta Pokemon. We're going to have here the Claydol. Claydol is going to be a Pokemon that you have to be aware of, because Claydol is going to be the strongest Pokemon of this meta. This Pokemon is a Psychic type that has access to Rock Tomb. Any Pokemon that has access to Rock Tomb is quite strong, I would say. Scorching Sand is going to allow you to have very solid damage against the current meta as well, being basically neutral against everything. Ground type is barely having any resistances here. The biggest one is going to be that Lugia that you're going to be able to hit with a rock type coverage, so not really too bad either. Hatterene is going to be the Psychic Charmer that is going to do a lot of damage there as well. With Psyshock going to be able to get there quite fast now as well. This Pokemon going to be a bit stronger than in season previously. And then Kommo-o, a Pokemon that's going to be a little bit more risky to run, especially no matter whether Charm Pokemon are allowed, but it's still going to be a very good Pokemon, having good coverage here with the Rock Tomb. As you're going to see, this is going to be a very solid team. It was kind of designed to have a double fighting backline there, but I felt like Hatterene is like such a safe Pokemon that only has to be really mindful of those Steel-type Pokemon that are going to be definitely not too happy against, especially your lead here with the Claydol. So, should work out. So, next team, we're going to have an ABB style line. We're going to have here the lead that's going to be able to beat all of those Fairy-type Pokemon. You can also use Bronzong here. You can also use... That's basically it, to be fair. Yeah, this is going to be it here for the Fairy-type Pokemon. Metang is going to be the Pokemon that's supposed to destroy them all. We're going to have Kommo-o as a save-stop with a move of Brick Break. Could see that Drake could work out as well here on this Pokemon over Brick Break. And then you would have Rock Tomb, of course, as a very, very good debuffing move. And then we have Kommo-o in the back to try to sweep. And I think it's going to be a fun team here to run. Not too sure on how strong it's directly going to be. I think that, yeah, a lot of matchups you can just play out quite well, though. Like, you have still Psyshock against a Fighting-type Pokemon you lead, which is kind of cool. And Kommo-o and Kommo-o are quite neutral in a lot of scenarios as well, which can help them out quite a bit. This is my favorite Pokemon in this meta. This is my favorite Pokemon. It is going to be that Lokix, because of Bug Bite. Bug Bite seems to be such a cool move in this meta, only having to fear Fighting type Pokemon. And for those, we have two Fairy and Psychic type Pokemon here in the back. And as we will see, we have with Lokix the best and hardest answer to Claydol, but even against the Pokemon that you see here that it doesn't beat, it can beat them most of the times in the two-shit scenario, especially with the move Trailblaze. So yeah, this is going to be a very strong Pokemon, especially with that fast move pressure that it has on Bug Bite. And so I think that the Lokix is going to be one of the best Pokemon you can run. The worst Pokemon actually to encounter for this team is going to be that Metang, but I don't know on how common it's going to be. But anyway, we can move on to team number 4, where we will have my favorite Greninja. This Pokemon is going to be very solid as well, as it's going to have access to just a great typing and great charge moves. Hydrocan, you're going to be able to reach super fast. Night Slash, you're going to be able to do some nice baits with it as well, and just have some nice damage with it as well. But as you can see, this team is working really, really solid. We're going to have the save-stop of the Rapidash here, Gallarian form with Fairy Wind, the Body Slam, as well as that Mega Horn. Mega Horn is going to be very good in this meta, hitting most of the current Pokemon, and it's just a very, very good save-stop for this one. In the back, we're going to have that Metang in order to counter those Hatterene that maybe wants to come in against you. Next up, we are going to have here the Claydol again, and a double flying type there with the Murkrow and the Moltres. I think this team should work out really well. On paper, looks like a really, really good one as well. There's not really a Pokemon that I'm too worried about with this team. There's not really too much then as well to talk about. This team just has basically next to no counter. So yeah, it's a good team, I would say then. Yeah, this is going to be a very solid team to run. I do think that this is going to be a common one. Claydol double, Dark Flyer. There are also like still Mandibuzz is a thing, but Mandibuzz isn't that strong. But if you want to have a little bit more bulk, you can also run Mandibuzz over one of the other Pokemon here. Team number 6 is going to be with a Pokemon that I find quite interesting, which is going to be that Incineroar. Incineroar, a Pokemon that you see from VGC all the time, but on Pokemon Go, it never really had any kind of play yet. But here, this Pokemon is going to have some play now with a Brutal Swing on this move. This Pokemon here needs a better fast move in order to actually really be strong. But yeah, with Blast Burn, it's kind of cool. It's going to be quite solid in this meta. It's very good as an anti-Mandibuzz, anti-Pawniard Pokemon, the Pokemon basically that are like fairy types you're kind of alright against, so it has its play. Here, we're just going to be especially the Wireless for this team. There are alternative options as well. You can use your own Wireless in this team as well, instead of any of the other Dark-type Pokemon in the back there. This team with the Sableye Haze-Up looks really solid. I feel like that actually Powder might not be the ideal move on this Pokemon here though. I feel like you kind of rather want to have Dazzling Gleam in order to have a little bit better coverage. But again, that's for the people that actually watch this video and not just skip through it. Next up, we're going to have here the Annihilape. Shadow Annihilape going to be still a very solid Pokemon for this meta. Having still Rage is going to give it great coverage. Pursuing Qwilfish as our Say-Swap, where you can also of course use a Drapion. And in the back we're going to have the Hatterene. Annihilape here in order to deal with a Steel-type Pokemon. We have the Say-Swap to kind of wait them out, and then Hatterene in the back to win the battle. Claydol can be a bit of an issue for this team, but then again you also still have play with the Annihilape, so it's not too bad at all. Hatterene is quite neutral. Even Qwilfish, if you have some energy, you're going to be fine there as well, hitting them with some nice super effective damage there with a Charge Moves there as well. So it looks quite solid. Next up, team number 8, we're going to have here the Kommo-o, the Metang, and the Bronzong. This is going to be interesting here. This is going to be an interesting team. It's going to be an ABB style line again, and we're going to have the double steel backline in order to deal with the fairy type Pokemon that you cannot face with the elite. That's kind of basically it about it already. You can have a good backline that can deal with fighters as well, like Annihilape. You have Psyshock, and both of the Pokemon here you get that at the same time as well. And then you're going to have, of course, here just answers against the fairy types that you kind of have to have. Claydol can still be a little bit of an issue there, but I think it's still going to be okay. And so we can move on to the team number 9. By the way, if you haven't seen my top teams for the Mega Master League as well, this video happened earlier. But here we're going to have the Claydol, we're going to have the Morpeko, and we're going to have that Murkrow. This is going to be an interesting team here as well, again, because I want to try to have a team around that Morpeko. And yeah, while the teams are all kind of very similar, I can't really change it. I really can't change it. It's just the meta, it's very small here. So yeah, Morpeko. Cool Pokemon here to run though. Still most likely going to be a bit tricky in a Claydol meta, but with Murkrow on the back, I think this team can definitely function quite well in this meta as well. Final one, we're going to have here Hatterene, we're going to have here Kingambit, and we're going to have the Pawniard. It's kind of funny. Like, what did Bishop do? Like, seriously, why is Pawniard good? Why is Kingambit good? But like the mid-stage evolution there has no play. It's kind of funny. But yeah, Bishop, kind of Pokemon that definitely needs a little bit more love. But as you can see, yeah, you're actually really good against certain Pokemon, and then you kind of lose against like other ones, like Rapidash. Like, you're still gonna be okay against it. Against Pawniard, you are alright. It's not the best, definitely, but still okay. Against Claydol, offensively you're okay, because you're going to have extra here, Night Surge, you're going to have extra foul play, like you're going to do some damage with your backline. Elite still has extra power, but generally it's going to be a bit more neutral. Why does that Hatterene has Dazzling Gleam here instead of what we saw already Psyshock before? I have no idea. That's not really what you want to have, but I don't know, I didn't change it. But yeah, this is going to be it for this team. I think it's going to be a very solid team to run. Yeah, this is going to be it also for this video. This is of course a bit of a shorter video because this is a very interesting small meta. But I will mainly concentrate on the Mega Master League. You're going to see most of the Mega Pokemon showcased on this channel, so definitely stay tuned for this. And I will see you then. Bye bye.